Every brother I speak to says the exact same thing. I will wait until marriage and then everything will fix itself. I just need to make it halal, I need to find the right woman, and then things will be alright. Brothers, I need to tell you something that no one is willing to tell you. And I'm going to tell you with all the love because I don't want you to find out the hard way. And look, I get it. On the surface, it makes sense. Islam tells us that nikah protects your gaze, guards your modesty, and completes half of your deen. The Prophet ﷺ himself recommended it for a reason. So naturally we think, if I just get married, the problem fades away. The temptation disappears and I will have a halal outlet and that's it. Problem solved. But here is what that logic misses completely. Your nafs doesn't stay outside on your wedding night. It actually comes along with you. Everything you've built in your mind, your beliefs, your patterns, your association with porn, it all comes along with you into your marriage. And nikah, it changes your environment, your circumstances, but it does not change the way you think, your beliefs. Think about it this way. You've trained your mind to believe that porn is a relief and that is really pleasurable for a long time, right? For years you've trained yourself to believe that. And right now you're stepping into marriage and you're taking those beliefs with you into it. Why would a marriage undo that belief? Your brain doesn't just reset. You don't entirely change as a person just because you've signed a marriage certificate. The belief exactly stays where it is. And look, we don't have to theorize about this because there are many brothers who are married but they still end up going to pornography. And you probably know one. And maybe you're actually someone that is married already and still struggles with this. Men who have a wife, who have a home together, who have a halal relationship, and everything like Islam prescribed. But still, they find themselves going back to it. And if marriage really was the cure, then we wouldn't see this, right? We wouldn't see men that are married still going to porn. But it happens, and it happens more than people want to admit, because we don't hear what happens after the wedding. Now, I want to be really, really clear, okay? I'm not telling you not to get married, okay? Definitely get married. Nikah is a beautiful sunnah, and it absolutely helps in every aspect of your life. It's beautiful, right? The Prophet ﷺ described it as protecting your gaze and modesty. And that's real, but a shield only works if you know how to use it properly, right? And that's a deeper point here, because in Islam you are accountable for your deeds, for your choices, right? And on the day of judgment, Allah Ta'ala holds you accountable for these choices. And same way with pornography, you're being held accountable for it. It counts as a sin, meaning you have a choice, right? You're not forced to watch it, but you have a choice. You have freedom. And that means that the responsibility was always yours. It is not your future wife's responsibility or your marriage responsibility. It's yours. So what's actually happening when you're struggling with this? Let me tell you, it's not about a biological urge to reproduce or like a sexual need, right? That's not what it's about, because if that was the case, marriage would satisfy it. And also, if that was the case, why do you think people relapse multiple times? They go back to pornography multiple times in a row and maybe do it 3 times a day. If it was really about a biological need, an urge, something you need to satisfy, wouldn't it be satisfied the first time already? Wouldn't you have to wait for a week or 2 until you're like getting those urges again? So that's not how it works. It's not like marriage is gonna satisfy an urge and you're not gonna want to go to pornography anymore, because it's your mind that has been trained to see porn as valuable, as something that is worth going back to. And as long as that belief is there, porn is exciting. It relieves my stress. It gives me something. Marriage doesn't touch it. And that's because your wife is not competing with a biological need, but she's competing with a belief that porn is oh so valuable. And that's a very different problem. And brothers, to be honest with you, this is a completely different case, because when you're bringing porn into marriage, it's not just affecting you, but it's also affecting your partner, right? And you don't just have the burden of asking Allah Ta'ala for forgiveness and knowing you've betrayed him, but also you've betrayed your partner and you are deceiving your partner. And she trusted you. She chose for you, literally. And you are gonna have to deceive her on, and it's gonna build up. Basically, you're gonna destroy her trust and you're gonna feel worse because you know you also betrayed her and not just Allah Ta'ala. And that is a completely different level of burden. And it could have been avoided if the work was done beforehand. So, what is the actual solution? It's not to stop getting married, but it's to stop outsourcing the solution to something external, okay? You need to change internally in your mind. And you can't wait until something in the environment magically changes you, the way you think. Because you might wait your whole life for it and it will never happen. You have to actually take the responsibility and be eager and ready to change yourself internally. Because the belief that porn has value, that belief needs to be addressed directly before you enter your nikah and you bring this curse with you. Because when you remove this belief actually the right way, porn will become something very uninteresting, genuinely. And you will even forget it exists and not even feel the urge to it anymore. It's like something that fades and at some point you forgot it exists, right? For example, how you don't fight the urge anymore to play with children toys. You just grew out of it. And that's really what's possible. But it requires internal work and not a change of circumstances. If you are currently waiting for marriage to fix this issue for you, I want you to reconsider it. And not because marriage isn't beautiful, no, get married, but because you deserve to enter that marriage freely, with no burden on you, completely free and ready for a beautiful nikah. So do yourself a favor, book a free discovery call with me in the link in the description, and then we're gonna see together about your situation and also about how we can help you out, inshallah. So do the work now and enter your marriage free, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.